LeBron James destinations. That is the topic of today's video. I'm Nic Rohloff of NBA Now. Why are we talking about this? Well, there are some rumors out there that LeBron could become an unrestricted free agent in the 2024 NBA free agency class. So we got to talk about which teams could go after the GOAT. I guess it's really up to you. Not my GOAT, though. Sorry. He's number 2 behind MJ. The reason why we're talking about it, though, Brian Windhorst, who has had an extensive and very lengthy relationship with LeBron James throughout his career as a journalist, said this on Get Up this morning, or actually it was Tuesday morning, saying, I think LeBron intends to opt out of his contract and become a free agent for the first time since 2018. That would be quite the move by LeBron, and we'll talk about it and break everything down. But I got to get your thoughts first. Will LeBron James actually leave the Lakers this summer? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. I'll tell you what, LeBron James at age 39 is still one of the best players in all of basketball, averaging 25 points for the purple and gold. And the part that impressed me the most about LeBron James' most recent season is the uptick in three-point efficiency. It's always been the downfall of his to not be the most efficient shooter from beyond the arc, but he's been able to overcome it by being maybe the best driver of the basketball that we've ever seen and one of the highest IQ basketball players as well. He's still able to facilitate for others, get on the glass, but as he continues to get older and older, the improvement in three-point shooting will allow him to be more effective in the NBA as he progresses up in age. And I do think it's important to note as well, before we get into some destinations for LeBron, his birthday, which is in December, he will be turning 40 years old. We are now reaching uncharted territories in the NBA. There have been players to play this late in their career, but never as effective as LeBron and never as, let's say, taxing the way LeBron plays and drives to the cup and absorbs contact. I just don't think we've ever seen someone this old do that, which is maybe what makes LeBron the GOAT in your opinion. But I do buy into the fact that LeBron could be leaving. Shams Charania doesn't as much. He reported today when on the Pat McAfee show that the Lakers are all in on bringing LeBron James back, and they'll have to figure out how long he wants to play exactly. The Lakers are very much interested in drafting Bronny James. Obviously, Bronny James, the son of LeBron, is entering the draft with keeping college eligibility. I actually believe Bronny will return to the collegiate level, so we'll see if I'm right or wrong on that. But if he does enter the draft, he could be a UDFA or a late second-round pick. And it's been rumored that LeBron wants to play with his son before he retires. I don't know if that still is the case for James as he does reach 40 years old, but that is something to monitor as we get closer to the NBA draft. I will say this, though, and it's kind of party pooper before we get into destinations, but I do think LeBron stays in LA. He brought his family over there. Obviously, Bronny went to USC. It's kind of where he makes his money as well. It would be a dumb business decision for LeBron to leave Los Angeles. But you never know. If he really does want to leave LA and doesn't believe in that front office and teammates around him and Anthony Davis, maybe LeBron does leave. And for the sake of today's video, we're going to explore 5 destinations for LeBron. And I think I would be remiss not to say the Golden State Warriors are number 1 on the list. Let's just be honest here. LeBron James and Steph Curry have been flirting with each other on the basketball court over the past 4 seasons. They obviously went head-to-head in the NBA Finals for 3 or 4 straight seasons, but they have always had an affection for one another, and they've always publicly spoken nice about each other. And LeBron has expressed interest in playing with Steph Curry, the best shooter of all time. And I think it would be a very fun fit. Now, it would be difficult for the Warriors to be able to have this happen. There would be this very direct pathway for them to get him. And I think number 1 is you have to let Klay Thompson walk, who is a free agent. I assume he is going to leave and not return to Golden State. But if you want LeBron James, that is definitely going to have to be the case. I also think you have to trade both Andrew Wiggins and Chris Paul. The Warriors have some of the most money allotted to their current roster in the NBA. And even though LeBron doesn't need the money, he doesn't, I don't imagine him joining any team on the vet min. So to clear up cap space, trading away those 2 veterans, signing LeBron James potentially, having a 3-man group of LeBron, Curry, and Draymond. They'd have to build a pretty solid roster around them, but you do have JPJ, Podziemski, and Jonathan Kuminga to build around them to create a top 6. It would be intriguing, that is for sure. What team should sign LeBron James, though? Listen, if he's on the free agent market, he's going to have a lot of interest still on a 1, 2, maybe a 3-year deal if teams want to get aggressive. What team should sign LeBron? Maybe it's the Miami Heat. Obviously, a team LeBron has played for before, and I do think there is a legit chance that LeBron could end his career in the 305, and I think Pat Riley would bury the hatchet and let LeBron return. If you remember, LeBron's best moments in his career and when he was at his best basketball play style and just overall dominance, it was in a Heat uniform under Eric Spoelstra and in that Pat Riley system. And with LeBron just witnessing how poorly coached and ran the Lakers organization might have been over the past 4 or 5 seasons, I think he has now, at this stage in his career, more of an affection and more of a respect for Eric Spoelstra, the head coach of the Miami Heat, who is widely viewed as the best coach in the entire NBA and someone I view as the best coach in all of sports. So I do think if LeBron wanted to be serious about winning, he could return to Miami, where he's lived before, and I believe he still has houses down there. Join potentially Jimmy and Bam under Eric Spoelstra. It would be a good fit basketball-wise. Now, I'm kind of not sure how it would be able to work money-wise, as that team is kind of in a tough spot right now. But on a pure basketball level and LeBron personal level, I think Miami Heat would be number 2. We got 3 more teams to break down, but we are sponsored by Prize Picks. Shout out to the #1 daily fantasy sports app for sponsoring today's video, and you need to get started if you have not already. LeBron James' season is over, but the NBA playoffs continue on, including some big-time games tonight. Get started today. Pick more, pick less. It's that simple with Prize Picks. 2 or more player stat projections, and you could win up to 100 times your money right now with as little as 4 correct entries, I got a 2-player entry for tonight's games. They're giving you a little discount on a Wednesday afternoon. James Harden more than 17.5 points rather than the normal 21.5. I'll pair that up with Bam Adebayo more than 21.5 against the Boston Celtics as the Heat try to stave off elimination. 2 entry here, winning up to 3 times my money, but join me, millions of others playing Prize Picks on a daily basis. Easy, quick withdrawals with an enormous amount of stat projections. Makes Prize Picks the best. Get a first deposit match up to $100 at prizepicks.com/CLNS, or just download the app in your local app store and input that code one more time, CLNS, for a first deposit match up to $100. Link will be in the description and comments of today's video. Number 3, the New York Knicks. Yes, you heard that correctly. Leon Rose in New York might look to make a big splash this offseason if they don't come up big in the postseason, which I don't expect the Knicks to be able to make the NBA Finals. Sure, they can make the conference finals in a very watered-down Eastern Conference with Giannis being injured, Jimmy Butler being injured, Joel Embiid being 50 or 60%. Sure, they'll make a run maybe to be the final 2 teams in the East, but as long as they lose to the Celtics, I think the Knicks will make a big splash. And we know LeBron loves to play in MSG. He's been widely spoken about that. So that pure point of playing in the most famous arena in the NBA every single home game would be appealing to LeBron James. But also from a Knicks side, Jalen Brunson needs help. He's been terrific for New York in the postseason over the last 2 seasons. They have the power of friendship thing going on right there in New York right now with DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, OG Anunoby. But if they want to get over the top, beat a team like the Celtics, beat a team like the Nuggets, they're going to need more talent. LeBron James would obviously help do that. You get another ball handler alongside Jalen Brunson. You also have now an elite point guard to take the ball out of LeBron's hands so he doesn't have to handle it and put a lot more stress on his body throughout the regular season, keeping him fresh. I think it would make sense for both sides in terms of basketball reasons. It would just be if New York wanted to do that because they might have their eyes on some other free agents that fit their more long-term vision of New York basketball. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel because we will be live for NBA free agency and the NBA draft. 2 days in the NBA draft now in late June. Free agency coming just a week after in July. Listen, if LeBron really is a free agent, we'll be live for that opening and breaking down potentially where he signs. So make sure you hit that sub button and join us for our fantastic offseason coverage. Number 4, another homecoming of sorts, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, I will be honest, I just don't really see a way that LeBron returns to Cleveland to end his career. He's already done the return to Cleveland thing, brought them a championship. He's done what he set out to accomplish in terms of Cleveland. Now it's all about his family, and I don't think he wants to bring them to Cleveland. But if we're going to be honest here, it could arguably the best fit in terms of basketball. I mean, that addition of LeBron James would likely be enough to convince Donovan Mitchell to at least stay another year, if not sign a long-term deal. But maybe you were able to swing a long-term extension for the Spider and get LeBron James. And this starting 5 would be the best starting 5 in all of basketball, in my opinion. It would rival the Celtics' current lineup right now. Darius Garland and Mitchell. Intriguing to see if they can work as a backcourt, but I believe adding LeBron there with his veteran leadership and the gravitational pull he has from opposing defenses would only free up Donovan Mitchell and Garland more. And then you also have the defensive front court duo of Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen. You have 2 guys that can defend inside, rebound, block shots, the three-point shooting from the perimeter, the ball handling and playmaking from Garland and LeBron. I think this would be a terrific 5-man lineup. Unsure right now if the money would be able to work, but just on paper, man, it could get real scary in Cleveland. Last team I want to talk about today, the Philadelphia 76ers, because, well, you never know what Philly's up to. And they don't have a lot of people actually under contract for the 24-25 season. Obviously, a maxi long-term deal is on the horizon. Joel Embiid making $50 million per year, but Tobias Harris is done. Like, they need to overhaul this roster, and could they do it with LeBron James? A big 3 of LeBron, Embiid, and Maxey would definitely be scary, but the big 3 era might be dead. I will say it would be intriguing to see LeBron end up in Philly. I just can't picture it. If you do, disagree with me, but LeBron in a Sixers uniform would, I don't know. I just can't picture it. Like, I can picture Warriors. I can picture Miami and Cleveland because it's already happened, and I can see New York. But Philly, I don't know, but it would be fun to see him team up with Embiid and Maxey. It'd be an all-time contrasting, an all-time winner in LeBron mixed with an all-time loser in Joel Embiid. It'd be very intriguing to see which one prevails. That'll do it for today's video. If you haven't already, follow me on Twitter at Nic_Rohloff. As I mentioned, we're going to be live breaking down the NBA draft and NBA free agency. I lead our NBA draft coverage, so if you want the latest surrounding the top prospects that are going to get their name called in late June, follow me over at Twitter at Nic_Rohloff.